Good evening, everyone. It's Sam here with Sacred Oak Temple in Edmonton, Alberta. Tonight's ritual, new moon, September 14th, 2023, is dealing with the idea of the chain of generations. Sacred Oak Temple acknowledges that we are located in Treaty 6 territory, and today we connect ourselves to this place and introduce ourselves to the goddesses and gods of the Cree, the Dene, Blackfoot, Saulteaux, Nakota Sioux, as well as the Métis peoples. I offer tobacco to the spirits of the land, and I ask for their permission to be here and help to come to belong here. However, all the acknowledgements, the reconciliation and compensation means nothing without real, systematic change in our government and laws that continue to try to eradicate the Indian problem. As we gather today, reflect on how you can actively use your power and privilege to enact substantial change that can restore and revitalize true sovereignty for Indigenous communities. As we prepare to enter sacred space, I'd like you all to take 3 deep breaths and hold them for a second and then release them. Rock back and forth, get yourself comfortably situated in your place, and take a deep breath in and hold it, and now release it. With the first breath, we are here in our bodies. And again. And with the second breath, we reach down to the earth and up to the sky. And again. With the third breath, we reach out to the others in our circle today, and we connect our energy to them. And now we are prepared to be in sacred space. I'm going to cast a circle now, and I'd like you to follow along in your own circle at home. This is a place that is not a place, in a time that is not a time, halfway between the worlds of gods and mortals. This is a place that is all places, a time that is an eternity, where gods and mortals come together. And this is a place that is our home, a time that is our lives, where we can be greater than we thought. I'm going to turn to each direction now and invite you to do the same in your home. Let us call the ancestors, the heroes, and the guardians of our tradition. I call the ancestors who came from the east to this place, from Europe and Africa. I call the heroes of the great stories of Cuchulainn, of Harold Greycloak, of Shaka Zulu. As we breathe in the air, we gain the power to see. To the south. I call the ancestors who came from the south to this place, from the Great Plains and the Caribbean. I call Sitting Bull and Dutty Boukman. As the fire warms us, we gain the power to take a chance. I call the ancestors who came from the west to this place, from India and China and Japan. I call Lao Tzu, Krishnamurti, and Gautama, the Buddha. As the water connects us, we can feel what others feel, and we can dream a shared dream. I call the ancestors who came from the north to this place, the Inuit and others. As the earth gives us the material with which to act, we have strength and the foundation of understanding. As I call the center, we are not only ourselves, we are our ancestors and our descendants. As the Spirit moves us to open our eyes and our hearts, we are moved to act rightly in the world. This is a ritual reflecting on the chain of generations. When we see ourselves as coming from a chain of ancestors and having a chain of descendants, both of body and of inspiration and community, and as part of the world we came from and what lies ahead of us, how will we behave? What will we do differently? I'll begin with two statements to keep in mind as we proceed. The first is from an Asatru Gothi, Dan Ralph Miller. He says, "That is holy, which helps the health and wholeness of the chain of generations. Only the foolish hinder that." The second is from Aldo Leopold, a naturalist. "A thing is right when it tends to preserve the integrity, stability, and beauty of the biotic community. It is wrong when it tends otherwise." Now, please settle yourself comfortably. Close your eyes and listen to my voice. I'm going to lead you in a short meditation now. Begin by taking a deep and grounding breath. Be here now, present in your body. Now, think of your mother and your father. Picture them in your mind. Think of your grandmothers and grandfathers and hear their voices. Think of your great-grandmothers and great-grandfathers and remember their names. We call upon the spirits of our ancestors, our mothers, grandmothers, great-grandmothers, our fathers, grandfathers, great-grandfathers, back to the caves and before, to the beginning of our species and before. We are the latest link in a great and endless chain. We call upon those who gave birth to each of us, to their mothers and fathers, to their mothers and fathers. Now take another deep and grounding breath. Be here and now, present in your body. Think of your children, if you have children, of the children of friends, of your nieces and nephews. Pledge to these children, and their children, to the end of our species and whatever we become in the great future. We will be ancestors in our turn. We must commit our lives and honor to the further health and wholeness of our children, and their children into the future. To live our lives out joyfully in the great span of time, to grow resources and not use them up, to clean water and not pollute it, to plant many more trees than we cut, to make space for other animals, to live as citizens of Mother Earth and not conquerors. We ask for the presence of the Spirit of Gaia and pray that the breath of life continues to caress this planet home. May we grow into a true understanding, a deep understanding that inspires us to protect this tree on which we bloom, and the water, soil, and atmosphere without which we have no existence. We ask for the presence of the Spirit of Gaia to be with us here, to reveal to us all that we need to see, for our own highest good and for the highest good of all. We call upon the spirit of evolution, the miraculous force that inspires rock and dust to weave themselves into biology. You have stood by us for millions and billions of years. Do not forsake us now. Empower us and awaken in us pure and dazzling creativity. You that can turn scales into feathers and seawater into blood, caterpillars to butterflies, metamorphose our species. Awaken in us the powers that we need to survive the present crisis. O stars, lend us your burning passion. O silence, give weight to our voice. Take a breath and open your eyes and come back to this place and time. By the power of 3 times 3, as we say it, so mote it be, so mote it be, and so mote it be. It's time now to bless food and drink. It is not we who bless food and drink, but they who bless us. For in their nature they nourish our bodies, and in the sharing of food and drink we create community. And so it was in ancient times, and so it is today, and so as we go into the future. May you never thirst. And may you never hunger. Have something to eat and something to drink. Please share food and drink with me now, and with whoever's in your circle at home. Offer some of your food and drink to the gods, and thank them for being present. Thank you to the divine mysteries, the goddesses and gods that are revealed and concealed in the workings of the world and in our lives. Thank you, Spirit, for the ability to act, to protect our communities, to make our dreams, hopes, and plans real. We receive the blessing of the Spirit. To the North, thank you for solid reality and grounding. We belong, we are real, we will not go away. We close the door of the North with thanks to the Earth. To the West, thank you for courage. We close the door of the West with thanks to the water. To the South, thank you for focus and determination. We close the door of the South with thanks to the fire. And to the East, thank you for knowledge and awareness. We close the door of the East with thanks to the air. We will go on together. We will support each other. We will build community. We will have courage. We will speak out. Take a deep breath now. Hold it and release. And again. As the sun rises in the morning and the world is covered in light, so that we may see where we are and where we are going. In the same way, the heart, the mind, and the soul, they open up, and we reach for the light of understanding, and we connect to the divine, reflected in each other. Take a deep breath now. Release. This circle is open but unbroken. Merry meet and merry part, and merry meet again. Dear friends, although we intend to begin meeting in person again, we have set no firm date for that. However, we will continue to offer new and full moon rites here. The next full moon rite will be on the 29th of September at 7 p.m. And I'll see you then. Blessed be.